Welcome to a video on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and this one is going to be on the recently acquired Black Square Cessna Caravan. So this is just going to be me taking the plane up into the air and flying it in Papua New Guinea. I'm not going to go through a tutorial or anything like that. Or going through the details of the aircraft. There's plenty online by other people who've gone through the various features of the Cessna Caravan by Black Square. Suffice to say, it's getting pretty good reviews because the level of detail is quite stunning. You've got all sorts of interactivity with the various cargo components or cargo doors, things you can open, things you can interact with. You've got you can even click on test the spinning of the blades on the prop there. So without further ado, let's get into the aircraft. As you can see here, just showing you a bit more of that interactivity that you've got with the model that they've provided. Enter aircraft, enter plane. There we go. That's the voice attack thing. Now I think you can very quickly. There we go. We can close the door with the shortcut there. Come on. That's that. And the door. Now it's pretty warm outside, so I'll open a little thing there. A little hatch. Take off the control lock. Now, if I turn around, you can see that the cargo hold is currently empty. So what we're going to be simulating today is the delivery of some cargo to one of the airstrips up in the mountains here in Papua New Guinea. Wyobo. I can't remember which one I've plugged in as the destination, but we'll figure that out. So we've got switch that across. Some of these things are not saved between loads in Microsoft Flight Sim, which is a bit annoying. We'll put a couple of things right in the middle there, 363 kilograms and 181 kilograms. And as you can see now, we've got a couple of boxes in there. So we'll be taking these up into the mountains, into one of the villages, basically simulating a delivery. We've got various things here. Oxygen seems fine. It's pretty warm in the cabin at the moment. It'll probably get warmer. Center of gravity looks good. Fantastic information panels here with respect to what it shows with the electrics, the cabin. There's a huge number of failures that can happen. We've got 0 active failures at the moment, which is good, so we don't have to worry about that by the looks of things. Payload looks fine. Center of gravity is fine. Equal fuel in each tank, which looks fine. And we've got our cargo loaded, which looks fine. So what I'll do is I'll bring up the tablet, because this has got my checklist. Pre-flight inspection complete. Cabin passenger doors unlocked here, whatever. Cabin doors latched. Parking brake is set. Control lock removed. That's the little cover that was there. Seatbelt switches are off. Ignition switch is set to... should be on normal. Should always be on normal. There it is, on normal. Circuit breakers. These are all fully simulated. So every single circuit breaker can pop out, and you can always pop it back in again. So this whole thing is completely simulated all the way through with everything. It's it's pretty amazing. Fuel selector's on. Oxygen pressure, that should be fine. We'll probably be flying up above 10,000 feet today because of the altitude. We'll need to clear some of these mountains, so we'll definitely need the oxygen. All of this should be off. All of that stuff is off. Emergency power is normal. Power lever. Idle. Prop full forward. Fuel condition lever cut off. Firewall pushed in, battery switch on. Enunciators test. Fire test. As you can see, our little switch here has come on, telling us it's hot in the cabin, which it is. It's 35 degrees Celsius. It's Papua New Guinea. Fire tested, flaps up. No smoking signs is required. We don't have passengers on board, so there's no need to worry about that. We'll close up the little window. Oh, maybe we'll leave it open. Beacon light, switch that on. Avionics 1, on. Bus volts, 24 minimum. We're up to around about 25. Tick, tick. Propeller clear. Fuel booster pump on. Fuel light off. Fuel flow none. The great thing about this as well is you can tap the little things. Sometimes the dials will get stuck and you have to tap it. Start switch. Let's get this going. What we're looking for over here is the NG to go up and kind of stabilize. We want the oil pressure to come up. Once that's all stabilized there, meanwhile we'll get the nav system looking for some satellites. Okay, that's up. Let's bring in introduce some fuel. Put on our headphones so it's not quite so loud. Okay, that's all coming up. That's got to be up around about 52 at least. We've got good fuel flow and oil and temperature and prop. Everything's looking good, so we can switch off the starter. Tick, 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 tick. Tick. Engine instruments, check. Tap, 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 tap. Yep, they're all looking good. Generator switch, reset. Generator load, positive. Generator load, positive. Battery charging, negative. Only just negative. The battery is 99%. That's fine. We've got foreign objects and debris is only about 5%, and that's coming in off the runway. So we don't need the inertial separator on, which directs bits and pieces that are flying into the engine intake away from the engine, thus saving damage. Engine condition is 100%. Generator full fuel booster pump norm. I saw the little light go off in the corner of my thing. Weather radar, we'll switch that to standby. Standby. Tick. Avionics switch number 2 on. Nav lights as required. Nav lights on. Suction check. Check. Remote compass slaved down. Check that. It's around about 40. Check, 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 and check. Ventilation as required. Radios. We're not going to worry too much about radios here. Now that we've got everything running on that front, let's have a look at our flight plan for today. We are going to be flying from here, which is Nadzab. Weather 1010 hectopascals. So we will adjust our barometric reading over here and over here. Wind 13 knots from 110, so we'll be taking off runway 09er, which is fine. So we'll take off in this general direction. Now, then we're going to be flying across this way and to, here we go. This is the airstrip we're going to be landing at, which is Wayabo airstrip. Weather, same air pressure there. We've basically just got one runway that we can land in at. What's the weather? The weather is 110. So it's coming in from it's a bit of a cross. Oh, great, fantastic, bit of a cross. Now we don't have any. We just got this going straight from here to there. Now I'm not gonna I'm not going to worry about any additional waypoints today, but you can program in additional waypoints. If I was doing that, I would probably bring up my Navigraph charts. Dismiss. So we'll just hide this, bring up the Navigraph charts. Here's where we're departing today. We're going to be flying across to Waiabo. Oh, geez, not quite sure where that is on this map. But we would probably fly across to Bemgo if I was going to add a waypoint and then come in through this way. But like I said, I'm not going to worry about that today, so we're just going to get rid of that. We're going to do a direct flight. Okay, everything here's looking good. Electric's good. Cabin 40 degrees. Let's put on the air conditioner, but even with the air conditioner on it, it's gonna stay pretty hot in here, I think, until we actually take off. The outside air temperature is hovering around 30 degrees Celsius and probably 100% humidity. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll set the heading bug to be the runway departure, which is due east. So we just set that one for now. We'll set the altitude on the. We'll just set that for. We'll set it for 8,005. We'll set it for 10,000. How about that? We'll just go straight to 10,000. 1,000 feet per minute. We'll set that ahead of time. Look at that, 41 degrees. I've got the air conditioner on. I must be doing something wrong with the. Actually, one thing to do to start with would be to open the vents, maybe. I don't know. Vents, fan, full open. If that makes a difference. Recenter view. Recenter view. Recenter view. There we go. Okay, we'll go back to the engine. I don't like looking to see how hot the cabin is. So, message, set course 248. That will be once we're on our way. Actually, we may as well do that. 248. Might as well do the setting now. 24. It's about right. 248. Actually, we are going to have to do flight instruments, cabin off, cockpit lighting, taxi recognition, taxi lights on, inertial separator as required, parking brake released. Oops, not that one. Oops. What am I doing here? Yeah, that's the parking brake off. Okay, let's swivel around here. Parking brake off, brakes working, remote compass aligned, that's fine. In flight before takeoff, we'll get that one ready. Now, I think this is the way we go. Did I switch? No, I haven't switched that on yet, have I? Done the standby alternator, sorry. Go around this way. Go into prop beta to slow us down. Still very hot, 42 degrees. Again, I don't know why. I got the air conditioner on, I've got the vents open. I'm not quite sure what else I can do to cool things down other than to move. Oh, it's the wrong way there. We'll go right. So I haven't got any other traffic injection running at the moment. Not worrying about anything to do with the radios or messaging or comms. Everything looks fine. It's still 42 degrees in here. Anyway. Apparently I've got the aircon set to, where are we? Set to 22, but it's not really making any difference. Alright. Okie dokie. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, that's interesting. I just switched the wrong button there. Accidentally switched off the fuel. Parking brake set, seatbelt secure, flight controls fine, standby alternator is on. Generator load looks fine. Generator trip. Okay, that's it. Check the standby. Check, check, check. Reset the... There we go. Fuel booster pump normal. Both on. Fuel quantities. Check. Fuel cutoff. Trim set for takeoff. Yep, set for takeoff. Power lever. 400. Alright, it's 400. Suction check. Bust bolts. 24 minimum. Check. Inertial separator on. Various things moved a bit there, so that's fine. It's working. Engine instruments check. Looking good. Tap, 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 tap. Bring it up to 1800. Okay, looks good. And then the overspeed governor. Check. That's gone. That's done that. That's that check. Very good. Bum, 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 power lever. Okay, we'll clear that out of the way. Now let's check the load on the generator. The pitot heat. Yep, load, load. We've got quite a load on because we've got the air conditioner on, even though it's not really doing anything. Yep, boot's working. Everything's working there. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Heading bug. Alright, so let's actually... Whoops. Okay. Yep, that's working. Okay, that should go to the left now. Very good. What was the heading we need to go to? 248. Okay, great. So the autopilot is working. Okay, battery charging. 0, battery's fine. Weather radar, we'll switch that on. Strobe lights. Okay, we'll put all the lights on now. Annunciators, final check. Storm window closed. Okay, put you into high idle. Parking brake release. Okay, now we're ready for takeoff. So as you can see, there's no shortage of stuff to do in the in this particular aircraft in terms of sort of things to interact with and just getting the aircraft ready to go. All right, now position. Now we've got the wind coming a little bit. According to that, it looks like it's coming from behind us, but anyway. Let's do the run up. Take off. Engine's warming. Temperature should be coming down. Okay, we're down to 34 degrees. I guess because once we get moving. Okay, very good. And release. Whoops. Set the trim a little bit. Oops, didn't put the flaps down one. Flaps down one. Whoops, forgot that. That's right. You could take off without flaps. I mean, we got a nice long runway here. Speed's alive, 70. Once it gets to about 80, we'll just let it take off by itself, really. There we go. Don't have to do anything. I'll let it keep climbing. It's up to about 100. Flaps up. Probably dip a little bit here. There we go. That's all right. Okay. I'm just going to ease off on the power a little bit. Nearly accidentally switched the fuel lever again, which wouldn't have worked out very nicely for us. Just going to go into the left hand. Okay, landing lights. This is all done. Cross into maximum performance climb. Propeller lever 1900. Yeah, that's about right. Power lever 1865. That's close enough. ITT less than 765. 7, yep, less than, we're in the green. Air conditioning as required. So it's very hot, so we're going to keep that on for now. It should start cooling down. So we're going to maintain the climb at around about 1,000 feet per minute. Do a nice little left-hand bank. This is just going to be a complete unedited video, so it's a relatively short flight to the destination today, so hopefully it won't be too long, but that's where we just took off from. Okay. I don't think we have any VORs or anything like that where we're going, so I'm not going to put anything into the VLOC frequencies. There's not much point to doing that. Nose down a little, thank you. But when we're returning here, we'll return here to collect some more goods to send to take up into other parts of the New Guinea Islands. We can use that radio tracking. Okay, so may as well pop on the autopilot and heading mode. This will bring us slowly to the heading that we need to go on. As you can see here, it's gonna. This is the little magenta line that we need to follow, which will take us directly to our airfield. Climbing, as I dictated to it earlier, about 1,000 feet per minute. Try and maintain that climb, passing 3,300 feet now. We can in fact put the VOR for the airfield that we have just departed from, which I think is saved in the thing there. So that will load up. There we go. We can bring, oops. That might be finding it there, but it's found it here. So we're now 1.2 nautical miles, 1.3 nautical miles. We're now actually showing us the distance from the VOR, which is at the airport that we just departed from. So that's quite neat. So right now, here we are. We're climbing at about 120. We can go a little bit faster or a little bit more power to help the climb, to get us out of that sort of. We don't need the pitot heat on today, I don't think. Ice protection, definitely not. This is New Guinea. Prop lever, power lever, tick, 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 and tick. Cruise. All right, we can probably switch off our Landing in taxi lights. Oxygen, we'll probably need that. We don't have any foreign objects or debris flying into our aircraft at the moment, so we're now 3.4 nautical miles from that VOR at the airfield that we just took off from. So everything's looking good. Volts good, battery 0, standby engine good. How's the temperature in the cabin? Very comfortable, 24 degrees. Temperature outside is dropping. It's gone down to now, oh no, it's about the same, maybe 28 degrees. Now we'll bring up the map. As you can see here, we are flying on a direct course to our airfield. Now I flew this one yesterday and I did do a rather nice landing, I have to admit, which means that today, because I'm recording it for possible upload to YouTube later, I will do a terrible landing. If I don't die, then I will still aim to upload it. Oh, I got a message here. Oh, that's just the message telling us the same thing. 248. We are set at. No, I set at 248. So while we're flying, I may as well just talk a little bit about some of the stuff that we're looking at in the cabin here. For anyone who's interested, that I'm sort of familiar with, bearing in mind that I'm pretty new to flying this aircraft. I really haven't flown the Caravan very much at all, so I am still learning. Avionics switches down here, starter here, fuel booster here, battery here, generator switches here, ignition here, standby, alt power here. Over here we've got little switches that light up if it's too hot or too cold in the cabin. This is the prop anti-ice amps over here, so if you're switching on testing the anti-ice, that should go up. Clock, pretty simple, clock there, suction here, speed here. Now there's something to do with this little ring dial here. That one I still just need to brush up on how that works. Something to do with temperature and altitude and blah blah to tell you about the speed that you should be going or something. Here we've got the artificial horizon, we've got the vertical speed indicator here, we have our heading indicator here, we've got something else going on here, we've got our slip indicator here. Now interestingly, I saw a YouTube video and you can see here, look at that, the slip indicator is going a little bit off to the right, so which means that we'll probably do well to adjust our rudder trim. Ever so slightly here. Okay, I think that's actually working. What we want to do is we want to get that little indicator, a little ball, if you will, to be centralized. Because otherwise you're consistently kind of like fighting against it. So there we go. That's kind of in the middle now. So we've just adjusted our rudder trim a little bit off to the right, and that has now equilibrated our slip indicator there. This here is, I'm not going to be worrying too much about this, but I don't think this is really relevant here, but it's when we're sort of coming into land and so on at the 19 degrees. So that's quite good actually. You can click here to hide that so that you can easily get into here. Let's switch those down to low. And the temperature outside is below 19 degrees, so we don't need that. Coming up to 9,000 feet, so we'll switch the oxygen on now. Don't know what that beeping was, but that was something. Just going to check the fuel tanks, 274 versus 306. So we've got more fuel in the right-hand tank than we do in the left, which is causing us a little bit of a shift in our center of gravity. So because we've got more on the right-hand side and less in the left-hand side, we'll switch off the left-hand side for now to draw fuel from the right-hand side tank in order to try and rebalance. This seems to happen all the time in the Caravan, whereby you we're just bringing our altitude up. Oh, that beeping was the altitude warning. We're within, so we'll go up to 10,500. Yes, you'll sort of get the fuel flushing around because it's gravity fed. So anyway, here as I was saying, I wasn't going to talk too much about the aircraft, but what else am I going to do while we're flying? Shut up, I guess. I could be quiet, but we'll look at the view. External view. Nice little view of the outside. Now we've just gone up to 10,500 feet. We may need to go up a bit higher, actually. It looks like we're going to fly into the mountainside. So we are now 17.8 nautical miles from the airfield, basically. Not too much longer. We're coming up to about at least a third of the way there. Like I say, I didn't want to make this a long flight because I'm not going to edit it. But I want to do possibly record and upload a few more flights up here in Papua New Guinea. It's a lot of fun and quite hair-raising flying into and out of these little bush strips. Like I say, there's a very high probability I'll mess this one up today. So actually I'm going to go a little bit higher. I'm going to go up to 11,500. Climb at 500 feet per minute. That should get us up. Just go another 1,000 feet just to make sure that we clear the thing. Now, I think there was a there's an option here. Terrain, that's the one. Terrain mode. This should show if we're about to hit something. Pretty sure that's the terrain mode. It says terrain, so 11,000. Presumably because we're still quite high above the ground down below. But as we approach this mountain, I would have thought that it would start to show that we are getting rather close to hitting the ground. Another 500 feet. We should be fine. We're about halfway there now. It's not far. Now, we should clear it. Okay, coming up to altitude. 010, so the altimeter should be correct, I think. Ooh, actually, the Barrow. What is that? Ooh, actually, this might make a difference. 29.9, 29.88? 28.88? I think that might make a difference because the 29.88. Probably should look up in a second just to make sure. I think that's more like what it is. Which is what it might have been. I can't remember. So, everything here is looking good. So, how's the fuel going? 284 to 274. That's getting much closer. What I'll do is I'll switch the left tank back on again before I forget, because I tend to do that. We're now 30 nautical miles from our destination, because we've sort of leveled off here. Again, looking at this, according to this terrain indicator, it looks like we're fine, but we'll see. Unless I'm looking at the wrong device here, but I think that is the correct one. Waypoint, auxiliary, nearest. So nearest airfields. Yeah. Oh, it's too cold apparently. Oh my word, it's 9 degrees in here. Okay, let's put the heater on. Look at that. So our cold indicator has come on. It's really freezing in here. My God. So I've just put the bleed air on. There we go. Light. Did its job. 10 degrees. Yeah, that's slightly freezing. We're not too far off actually. So it gives us a little bit of a sort of a pattern here to fly, but I did that yesterday and it was absolutely pointless because I just had to completely do it ad hoc, so to speak. Just because of the conditions. I actually flew into what was like a storm. So there's an airfield coming up here actually. We're just going over one. Where is it? Oh, there it is down there. You can see that. It's a little airfield there. I could have flown there as my first spot. But I bought through Orbix the one of the Papua New Guinea bush strip packs. So that's one of the ones we're flying to today, where there's just a bit more detail. Here we go. Here we go. That's the way. So what we'll do is the terrain indicator is showing us some potential hazards up ahead, which we can presumably clear by following back onto the magenta course line. How's our temperature? Coming up to 14 degrees. There we are. Alright. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that now in terms of the terrain. And that makes a lot of sense. We've got orange, yellow going. You might need to clear that, and we are. We're going between those two yellow blotches that was on on the terrain indicator. Just gonna start to bring us down a little now, just a few 100 feet. Bring the heading back ever so slightly. Okay, so brace for impact. We'll switch on the we'll get the landing lights on now. Okay, so I might be moving my head around a fair bit now as I desperately try to figure out where I am and what I'm doing. So it is rather dead ahead. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to go and switch off the autopilot. Start to do a little bit more of an aggressive descent. And look out for the airstrip, which is directly ahead of us. Ugh. So it's kind of nestled in here. We should be able to switch the oxygen off shortly. So, okay, we're now below 10,000 feet. Now I'm going to switch the oxygen off. See if we can get eyes on the airstrip, which should be to our left. Where are you? Is that it down there? No, it's still straight ahead. You see what I mean? Ah, okay, I'm starting. Can I see? Oh, where's the field? I should see it by now, surely. Hello? Okay, you're pretty much off on my left-hand side. Where are you? Oh my word. It's completely, invisible to me. Okay, it's now off my left, apparently. Oh, am I flying over? No, I'm not flying over. What's that one there? Oh, goodness me. Okay, alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to just assume that we can find it. Flaps down. One. Continue our descent. Hopefully we can do a bit of a turnaround here. Goodness me. Okay, alright. Try and turn on a dime. Flaps 2. I'm preparing to abort. I've got to find the airstrip. Where are you? That's not you there, is it? No. Oh, maybe it's all the way over there. You're going a long way away. Yeah, because I'm going over another one now, so we've got plenty of distance to find it. Yeah, because what I've done is I've actually flown a fair way away from it, which works for me, because that will give us a nice long final once we see it. I think that's it over there. I'm going to go flaps 3 just to start getting myself prepared for when I see it. Yeah, we're apparently on the final now, so where is it? I can see the village. Hello? We are well on final, and I'm yet to see where the strip is. Oops. Can anyone point it out to me? I was here just yesterday, so I should see it. Huh. Oh, there it is. Okay, we are actually on final. My word. I don't know if you can see it now, but I can finally see it. And we are lined up nicely. We're getting a little bit slow there. Here we are. See what I mean? Whew, okay. We're here. Put on the inertial separator. Wow, okay. That was getting quite hairy. Oh my god. Okay. And post-flight shutdown. Parking brake set. Avionics. Switch them off. Standby off. The fuel booster pump off. Heating off. Yep. Power lever idle. Propeller. Leave that just to idle for a bit longer. Yeah, so we've got 20% FOD flying in now. Bits of dirt and crap that's coming in. Okay, I think that's probably going to be about a minute, so I think we can shut that down. All the lights off. All the lights are off. Battery off. Fuel selectors, both off. Oxygen is off. Yeah, now that we've sort of stopped that, we can switch that off. Okay. Whew. Okay, that's that. Can open up the cargo door. There it goes, and simulate taking out all of our deliveries for this little village. Enter plane. Enter plane. Enter plane. There we go. All right, here we are at our little New Guinea airstrip. So you can actually, the entire world is modeled. So you can, if I wanted to, I could just simply, that's a bit weird. I suppose he should be sitting on a rock there, but something odd has happened. So technically you can walk anywhere. I could walk back to Port Moresby from here if I wanted to. Imagine that. But everything's been modeled, the entire landscape, the entire world, so you can kind of have a wander around, check out different huts and villages and places and forests. Quite amazing. But anyway, here we are. So we've landed at our destination, and despite a little bit of concern there towards the end in terms of actually finding the airstrip, we found it and landed without killing ourselves or destroying the plane. All right, well, hope you enjoyed that video, and yeah, I'll catch you for the next one. Bye.